Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. And joining me out the window in the back there is Finster. Hey, Finster, come here. Finster, turn around. Come here. Say hello. Yoo-hoo. Finster. There you go. That's a good girl. Now, there's a party across the way, and she's doing what she does best, which is sitting in the window and staring at it. You know, I mean, maybe we can say hello. Come here. Come here. That's a good girl. Come here. Here you are. Hey. There we are. There is the Finster being. How you doing, honey? Yeah, say hello. Oh, what a good girl. Here, I'll put you down. I know. There you go. You can go back to staring out the window. I mean, just an opportunity to say hello because she doesn't pop up as often as Mildred does, but she loves it down here. This is her territory. Mildred will come for a brief visit, but Finster likes to stick around. Anyway, we're talking about Respighi. Yeah, Respighi. What have we got here? Oh, gosh, another clump of Respighi things. I collect Respighi. I love Respighi. I mean, not only because the music is wonderful by itself, but because, you know, the big, glamorous, glitzy tone poem things are such a challenge for the recording engineers. And you know, they sound so different depending on who's handling the engineering. And I just hang on to them. Like this, for example. This is Pines, Fountains, and Festivals with Daniela Gatti and the Orchestra dell'Accademia Nazionale di Santa Cecilia di Roma. Well, I mean, you'd think the Roman people would do the Roman stuff in a idiomatically Roman way. They don't. It's okay. The sonics aren't great. That's the problem. They're kind of big and blowsy, and, you know, they've been done better elsewhere. Then we've got the Sinopoli New York Philharmonic one, which we talked about in the last video, because I had the Japanese version of this disc, and it sounds just the same as it did in the Japanese version. These are blockbuster performances. They really are. They're marvelous. Did I do that right? Yes, they're absolutely marvelous. Then we have Founds, the Fountains, the Pines, and the Festas with the Oslo Phil and Maris Janssens. This was never a disc that excited a lot of attention, and deservedly so. It's not terribly exciting in terms of exciting a lot of attention. It's okay. I mean, everyone does them, and I'm going to collect them no matter what, because I'm just, you know, curious when we do comparisons. Look at that, a reference recording, if ever there was one. Toscanini and the NBC doing Pines, Fountains, and Festivals. It's one of his best sounding recordings. I mean, they really tried to capture this. Even though it's in mono, they did a terrific job. This was the one where they asked, you know, Toscanini to take it down a notch because the machines were going to overload. And he said, to hell with your machines. What do I give a damn about your machines? Screw you and your machines. And he was right. Wow, that was exciting. Actually, the producers here, Richard Moore and Louis Layton, were the same people who in stereo went on to do that total knockout, slamming, amazing Reiner recording. So they had experience, a very good experience, baptism of fire experience with how to record the Pines of Rome. And then we've got, these wonderful Jeffrey Simon Philharmonia recordings. We have the Ballad of the Gnomes. This was the world premiere recording of that psychotic tone poem where the head gnome gets like beheaded or disemboweled or cannibalized or something. It's really grotesque and wonderful fun, by the way. And the Adagio with variations for cello and orchestra with Alexander Bailey cello, the 3 Botticelli pictures, and the Suite in G major for strings and organ. Bet you haven't heard that in a while. They did a bunch of rare Respighi things that were just terrific. Absolutely terrific. The Sinfonia Dramatica. This is an early symphony that Respighi wrote after he'd finished his studies in Russia with Rimsky-Korsakov, right around that time. And it's a big, decadent, late romantic, bleeding hunk of screaming Verismo schlock. I mean, does that describe it well? I think it's wonderful. This is a fabulous performance with the organ pedals particularly well caught. It's very exciting. This was, this was the only recording of this for like ages. And then Chandos did one with Edward Downes, which was maybe, a little better because this was the Slovak Philharmonic, which was, kind of screechy, but it didn't matter. This was still more exciting. And Daniel Nazareth was the conductor. Really, really fine. It originally came out on Marco Polo. Then it got reissued on Naxos. Ancient Airs and Dances 1 and 3, the Botticelli Pictures of the Birds, Orpheus Chamber Orchestra, typically amazingly precise ensemble recordings without a conductor, these little neoclassical masterpieces, and they're just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Boy, we've got a lot of this stuff. Il Tramonto with the New Hellenic Quartet and Stella Dufexis, mezzo-soprano, along with the String Quartet in D minor from 1909 and the Quartetto Dorico from 1924, mature work. Beautiful pieces! Respighi chamber stuff that people never listen to, although Il Tramonto is pretty well known, actually. Look at this. His opera in 1 act and 3 moments. Lucrezia. You see, you didn't know that you did these. There's a whole bunch of these things on Marco Polo. Strange Respighi things that are really fun. So this one is Lucrezia. This is with Adriano and the Slovak Radio Philharmonic, and it's only 58 minutes long. He wrote a whole bunch of these one-actors and things like that, or ballets and operas and short things. And Marco Polo and Adriano recorded a bunch of them quite well too. I mean, so that was a wonderful novelty. It comes with a libretto, by the way, which I think is really a nice thing. Yes, libretto enclosed. Good deal. What's this one? Oh, Jeffrey Simon and the Philharmonia. Belkis, Queen of Sheba, and the Metamorphosion. Now, the Metamorphosion is a theme in variations. It's the Enigma variations of Italy. It's just a beautiful, beautiful work that deserves all the attention that you can give it. It was commissioned in 1929 for the 50th anniversary of the Boston Symphony, along with like all the rest of the modern 20th century repertoire, like Roussel's Third and Honegger's First, and Hindemith's Concert Music for Strings and Brass, and Stravinsky's Symphony of Psalms, and Hansen's Romantic Symphony. I mean, the list is endless of masterpieces that were written for the 50th anniversary of the Boston Symphony. That was some year. Pretty amazing. And Belkis, Queen of Sheba has got some gorgeous things, and it ends with an orgiastic dance, the Danza Orgiastica, which is possibly the most embarrassing thing Respighi ever wrote. It's just beyond trashy, and I love it. The London Symphony, Istvan Kertész, doing the Pines of Rome, the Fountains of Rome, and the Birds, not Roman festivals. This is a famous Decca recording. It's not bad. I mean, it was roundly surpassed by lots of people subsequently. The Concerto in Modo Misolidio and the Concerto a Cinque. Now, the Concerto in Modo Misolidio is a piano concerto, and it's a lovely piano concerto. It's really, really fun. And then the Concerto a Cinque is for piano, oboe, trumpet, violin, and double bass. A very strange ensemble. It's one of his neoclassical works. And this is with Konstantin Sherbakov with the Slovak Radio Symphony and the Capella Istropolitana under Howard Griffiths and Yul Donnell on Naxos, part of the Weird Respighi collection. Pines, Romans, Fountains, Festas, and things. This is Lauren Mazel and Pittsburgh. And, Mazel did the best ever Festa Romana with Cleveland on Decca. He did the Pines a couple times, once on that recording, and even earlier, with Berlin Radio or whatever he was, back for Deutsche Grammophon. And these were his late ones with Pittsburgh, and they're just not very good. I mean, these recordings, this disc and his Saint-Saëns Organ Symphony, all sat in the can for like a decade after he left Pittsburgh, because they had to dub the organ in later, and Sony either ran out of money or they never got around to it. Then all of a sudden this stuff popped out, and who cared? I didn't, that's for sure. Let's see, Bravura, Respighi, Roman Festival, Strauss Don Juan, Lutoslawski, Concerto for Orchestra, on Delos with the Organ Symphony and James DePriest. This was exciting. This was really, really well recorded. It's brilliant. It's lots of fun. Really just very, very good. So that was nice, and probably no one's going to remember it. And last but not least, on Elan. The Elan was the record of Santiago Rodriguez and his wife, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, that's how they appeared mostly. But we've got Respighi, Il Tramonto, and then like a whole pile of dances and things, with Boriana Antonova, mezzo-soprano, and the Sofia Chamber Orchestra under Emil Tabakov, which is the songs on tracks 2 through 11 were all orchestrated by Emil Tabakov, and these are premiere recordings. I don't know if Elan Records exists anymore either, but I keep it. I keep all of it, always. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.